And those were some of the issues that Crawford and Causey have been slugging it out over. I also asked Causey to defend some of the accusations he's made and some made towards him as well. Well, you've used your commercial airtime to talk about a congressional pay cut and a balanced federal budget. I've got to say, I've kind of heard that promise 1,000 times before for a lot of politicians. It's going to take more than just some token proposals to control our federal debt and deficit spending. Where should we make major cuts? Where should there be a tightening of the belt?
Well, I always say I would like to start with the departments of waste, fraud, and abuse. Those three things are rampant in the federal government. Just recently I saw a statistic that there was over $15 billion of fraud in Medicaid in New York City alone. That is what frustrates people when they hear those things. That's what frustrates Arkansans. We've got to get our belts tightened. Hard-working Arkansans are working to make ends meet every day. They're balancing their checkbook every week. They don't have a choice. Congress keeps kicking the can down the road, spending outside of its means. We've got to focus first on waste, fraud, and abuse, and we've got to do a balanced budget amendment in my mind.
Yet, Chad, would you, under any circumstances, foresee raising taxes?
No, I don't. I think I support the 2001-2003 tax cuts. I support a full and permanent extension of those. I talked to small business owners throughout the 1st Congressional District, and I talked to a lot of farmers out there. And one of the concerns they have is certainty in knowing what their expenses will be in the years to come. And I think that's one reason why we need to fully and permanently extend those tax cuts, to provide certainty for small businesses to add the extra jobs that they may be thinking about adding as this economy may begin to show some signs of recovery. And I think that's something that we've got to do. So no, not in this environment. We cannot be raising taxes on Arkansas families or Arkansas small businesses or farmers.
Not even on the wealthiest Americans?
Well, those are a lot of the small businesses, and I just don't think that we can raise taxes on a segment of Arkansans that are ready to create jobs if they've got some certainty to be able to plan their businesses in the out years.
Well, you've accused your opponent, Rick Crawford, of wanting to privatize Social Security. The ad kind of makes it sound like he wants to take the whole program private, when in fact he's only kind of advocated for younger workers to invest part of their payroll taxes in private accounts. Do you think the ad is misleading?
No, I think the ad speaks for itself. Privatization is something, privatization of Social Security is something I adamantly am opposed to and will fight any effort to privatize Social Security. My opponent, Rick Crawford, has signed a pledge to create private accounts for Social Security. That private accounts is privatization. People that working people today pay in to Social Security. Those funds immediately go out to pay Social Security benefits for Arkansas and American seniors. If you remove those payments to private accounts, there's nothing to pay America's seniors with. And at a time when we're struggling through the worst economy since the Great Depression, and a lot of the greatest generation are relying solely on Social Security. Millions of Americans and thousands of Arkansans rely solely on Social Security. I have a friend who sent me a note the other day from Pocahontas, and he said, "Chad, I wish I could do more than vote and put a sign in my yard for you because I support you, but all I have is a Social Security check. And by the time I buy my medicine and pay my light bill, I'm lucky if I've got enough money to go to the grocery store." I won't let them cut his Social Security check, and I won't let anybody cut Social Security for millions of Americans. Private accounts is privatization, pure and simple.
And you've been hammered on your supposed ties to Washington, D.C. A TV ad says you can't spell Chad Causey without D.C. Obviously, people are angry at Washington. That's what this ad's trying to tap into, whether you agree with it or not. I have yet to hear you counter that message, though, nor have I seen a counter message on TV. What is your response to the ad and to the message?
Well, I've never run for office in my life. I'm 34 years old. I was born and raised in Jonesboro. It's my home. It always has been my home. And God willing, that's where my fiance and I will raise our children. These advertisements from these outside groups that come in to spend money, it doesn't surprise me because they don't want to see me win because they know that I won't privatize Social Security. They know my opponent will. They share those views of privatizing Social Security. These outside groups also would like to see a national sales tax of 23% on food, medicine, anything that we buy, cars, homes. I oppose that. In the worst economy since the Great Depression, how can Mr. Crawford or these outside groups advocate a 23% sales tax in such tough times? I hunt in Arkansas. I hunt everywhere from Searcy County to the Black River Bottoms in Jackson County. Arkansas is my home. I love it here. It always has been. So, these ads are just what they are, and that's. I think people in Arkansas understand and know me, and they know that I was born and raised here and make my home here.